5 crores. Give me 5 crores and I'll move our office to Nuri 120. That's what I tell my dad. I mean, 5 crores is nothing.
My son, the businessman. Just listen to him.
I mean, it's not as if I want to keep the money for myself.
You wish.
They're his offices. If they're together, they'll save him a lot of time.
And the time I waste on him, why doesn't he try saving me that?
Who wants to go to office in cod coper? It's not hot enough for my style, man.
Hot? If he wants hot, I'll turn the air conditioning off for him. Hot? I don't understand what youngsters today want. Some of them want to be cool, some of them want to be hot.
You just won't listen to me.
You blame me for not listening to him? If I implemented every one of his crackpot schemes, I wouldn't be around to listen to anybody.
After all, I am the joint managing director.
Appointing him the JMD was a big mistake.
And after all, I'm his son.
That was an even bigger mistake. Oh, God, to think I actually prayed to get him. Oh, God, I regret it all. Please, God, just let him drop dead. No. What a terrible thing to say about one's own son. No, please, dear God, just turn him into a nice vegetable so he won't be in my way. Ever since he's dropped out of college, he's been in my way.
All right, 17 crores. 17 crores in a collaboration with AT&T, and I'll set up the largest telephone network in the country. I even made a project report out of it.
I didn't read it because the answer was no.
You didn't like it because it was my project.
I didn't like it because it was my money. If I let him have his way, we'd all be paupers. 25 years old, and he's on the way to bankruptcy. My bankruptcy. He was bankrupt up here the day he was born. God just forgot to open an account for him. That's my daughter-in-law, Pretty. Pretty, charming, graceful, and sly as a snake. Is dinner ready?
Yes. Mommy, he's returned from his walk.
Have you ever noticed how all women are alike in their behavior? For instance, if you ask them whether breakfast or lunch or dinner is ready, they always say yes, and it never really is ready. I asked my wife an hour ago the same question, is dinner ready? And she said, yes, and it still isn't. My daughter-in-law, I expected more from her. I thought she'd have more sense. But when I asked her the same question, you heard her, yes. But she's an intelligent girl, my daughter-in-law, I can tell you. She has her eye on my money. Why else would she agree to marry a dead loss like my son? My son isn't really interested in my wealth. That's because he doesn't have any brains. I shouldn't be smoking these. Doctor's orders. I have high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I also have an enlarged heart. In the old days, if you said someone had a large heart, you meant he was generous and loving. Today, it means he is receiving high aggravation from his 25-year-old son and his scheming daughter-in-law. At the rate I'm puffing, I'll be dead in 40 minutes. Achoo!
At the end of the day, I don't really care. I mean, it's all going to be mine.
Over my dead body.
And then I can do all the things I've been thinking of doing. All the changes I've been thinking of making.
Is dinner ready?
Yes.
Yes! 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 Yes!
I'd watch TV, but the news gives me ulcers, indigestion. I can tell you, this country is going to the dogs. Achoo! Achoo! I'm expecting a call. You can talk to your friend later.
Alright, so I'm still inexperienced, but I've got brains. That's what this company needs. Brains and young blood. This company needs my talent and my young blood.
A company needs his talent like I need another heart attack. And as for his blood, well, it's my blood, only younger. Achoo!
Even the visiting excise inspector was impressed with my knowledge of the company.
This is too much.
That's what I'm saying.
Now you listen, you idiot. How many times have I told you not to speak to government officials? Fool!
Dad!
And how many times have I told you not to speak to your friends about business matters? Swine! If you had your way, we'd all be on the streets.
Daddy, please don't shout. What will Deepak think?
And you listen too, Gillip.
Deepak, Dad, please.
Deepak, Chompak, whatever your name may be, if you were the same boy who comes around my office and flirts with my typist, then take a little advice from an elder. Stay home and mind your own business. Or your father's business. Yes, why don't you go to your father's business and flirt with your father's employees, and then when he gets fed up and throws you out, Come and join my son on the roads. Yes, you can sing on the highways like they do in films.
Listen, Deepak, let me call you back. Yeah, sure, take it to Olive if you want. Bye.
You think my son is the cause of my hypertension? Wait till you meet my wife.
Dad! You have no right to humiliate me in front of my friends!
I am not trying to humiliate you. I am trying to put some sense into you, trying to fill up empty spaces.
Zach, see, you're doing it again. You have no right.
Wrong. I, Hazmat Mehta, have every right. It is my phone you are using in my house. It is my business secrets you are leaking to government officers, and it is my secretary your friend is flirting with.
Don't I get any rights at all?
You have the right to listen to my advice and obey my orders.
Oh, thank you. You're so generous. I could kiss your feet.
There's no need for all that. Just make sure you polish my shoes every morning, and I will be happy.
You will never be happy. Not until all of us dance to your tune, and I will never do that.
Don't be stubborn.
You're stubborn too.
I'm stubborn because I am right. You are stubborn because you are a nincompoop.
Why am I a nincompoop?
I've told you 100 times not to keep the phone engaged for too long when I'm expecting a business call. If it weren't for the phone calls that I received, there wouldn't be a phone for you to make your calls. And if you don't understand that, then you are a nincompoop.
Why did you confiscate my cell phone then?
Because of what you do with the damn thing.
I am the JMD of Reliable Infocom, and I don't have a cell phone. Even the peon has a cell phone.
Yes, but he doesn't spend all day watching video clips on MMS.
What? Who told you that?
Look.
What is my cell phone doing in your bedroom?
Look at these.
Oh, Dad, Deepak sent it to me. I was gonna delete it.
This is what you do at the office? Look at this filth. Look at that. Malika Sherabat.
It's not her, Dad. It's a double.
Yes, you can tell when the camera moves closer to her face. There, see?
You've been watching this quite regularly, haven't you?
What nonsense.
Over and over again. Now I know what my cell phone's doing in your bedroom.
Rubbish.
Admit it, Dad. Oh, is dinner ready?
Yes.
Yes? Do you say yes when you mean no?
Yes.
Dad, no! Not my cell phone, not on my wife. Ow!
Mommy, you started throwing things already.
It's broken. You broke my cell phone.
My condolences to you and Chompak.
Who is Chumpa? I don't know any Chumpa.
When I was your age, I didn't cry when my father broke my cell phone.
When you were my age, there were no cell phones.
That's not the point!
That is just the point. Nothing I do for you will ever seem right. Just because you're a self-made man and had a deprived childhood, you think that I'm having it too easy. Nothing I do will ever seem intelligent. You're prejudiced.
Where did you learn to say all that to your own father? Deprived childhood, prejudice. Who taught you to say all that to me? Your mother?
Nobody taught me anything. Why is it that everything that I do has to be something that someone has told me or taught me to do? Hello. Yes. Yes.
No, do it.
Thank you.
Now you can talk to Chompak or whoever. I have received my call.
That was your important phone call.
Yes.
I fail to understand the importance of that call.
You failed, that's all. As usual. Son, how do I explain to you? Yes. How? You tell me. When and if you reach my age, now don't interrupt. I hope you will command the same respect that I do. In giving orders, it's what you say that counts, not how much. It saves time and you get your work done without counter-arguments like the ones that you and I have. Be brief, or in your case, just shut up.
For a man who believes in brevity, you sure waste a lot of breath on me.
Well, I tried, didn't I? I do not think educating you is a waste of breath. It's my duty to see that you are capable of fending for yourself when I'm not here.
Why? Where are you going?
Should God permit, I intend to stay right here. But sooner or later, everyone has to go. One day, I will retire, either from the company or from this world. Then what will become of you? I need to season you now. You need seasoning.
Seasoning? What do you mean seasoning? I'm not a block of wood.
You are raw. Under all that pressure in the office, you will bend. You will break. That's why I'm toughening you up. Somebody has to be tough to be around for to run the show.
Your show, you mean?
Well, it'll be your show later.
No, it won't. That's what you're making sure of.
What do you mean?
I mean, you want to run the show as long as you can, or play big boss as long as God permits. And then, when you're called away to a better world, you'll still want to play big boss. And you can do that through me. In short, you want me to be you.
I should pray for a daughter. Yes, I want you to be me. What's wrong with being me?
What about me, the real me? If I am you, then where am I?
Nowhere. That's my point. If you are you, you are nowhere. Without your cell phone, you are nothing. A big zero. No matter what you do, you'll always remain a zero. Over the years, you'll keep adding zeros to your zero. 0, 0, 0. On their own, the zeros don't mean a thing. But if there's a number 1 standing before those zeros, then it really adds up to a lot.
Oh, I suppose you think you're the number 1 in front of all my zeros?
Yes! Now you understand. You do understand at last.
How can you be number 1? You're just a dirty old man that looks at his son's MMS messages.
Have some respect for your father. If there's one thing I should teach you before I die, it's to speak to your elders with respect.
Mommy says to tell you not to shout. It's bad for blood pressure.
To hell with my blood pressure!
She meant her blood pressure. Dr. Junjunbala came today and checked her BP. Hers is high.
Isn't she taking her tablets?
She forgets sometimes.
She's always after me to take mine, and she forgets to take her own. Why don't you remind her?
I forget.
You forget? I hope you remember the dinner's supposed to be ready.
Yes.
Are you taking your vitamins?
Yes.
Does it snow in Mumbai?
Yes.
Aha! I hope you remember when your baby is due.
The doctor said I was all right. No complications. If all goes well, it will arrive in 2 months.
Shouldn't need a doctor to tell you that.
Where's Mommy?
Still in the kitchen. Where else? Making salad and setting a halwa.
Why does she bother making the salad? Nobody eats it.
It's for your father. It's good for him.
But even he doesn't eat it.
She still makes it. He keeps refusing to eat it, and she, God knows why, refuses to stop making it.
Did you say she's in the kitchen making halva?
Orange flavor.
I can't eat halva when I have sugar in my urine. She knows that. One day she will kill me with her halva.
Oh, it's for Andrew. He likes orange halwa.
So do I, but she knows I shouldn't eat it. Why does she bother making it? Tell her not to waste her time.
It's ready. I'll tell her not to make it from now on.
Whoa, why should you tell her that? I like it. I'll eat it.
Well, if it's going to upset your father.
Why should my eating halva upset him?
He doesn't like to see it on the table.
But I like to see it on the table. And I can eat it. And I don't have sugar in my urine. Shit!
Andrew, don't sulk. You look just like your mother when you're sulking. It's bad enough having her sulking in the kitchen for no earthly reason. I'll tell you what. I will bring some up to your room after dinner.
This is too much. Why should you have to bring some up to our room after dinner? It's halva I want, not brown sugar.
Andrew,
Okay. Is dinner ready or not?
don't you start like your father.
But I'm hungry.
Here, eat a papad. I'll help Mommy finish whatever it is she's finishing.
At least have the decency to wait until everyone sits at the table before starting to eat.
I am not eating, I am nibbling. There's a difference between eating and nibbling.
You should get a son like yourself. He'll finish you off faster than you finished me.
Oh, I'll be happy. If I get a son like me myself, I'll be happy. Now, if I get a son like you, that would really finish me off.
It was wrong on our part to get him married at such an early age. We should have waited till he grew up, till he is 45. I wonder what he'll be like when he's 45. I am 45, and look what I've achieved. That's because I have the sense to listen to my father. He was a hard worker, my father. He started his own industry when he came to this city. He came with his wife and 2 growing sons. I do remember my brother. He ran away to Goa with some hippies. Well, that was the sort of thing you did back then. We received a letter from him some months later from New York City, saying he had joined the group which sang the praises of Lord Krishna in the streets and in airports. He had to go to America to find that. He could have just sung Vaishans at the Vishnu temple across the street. Where was I? My father. Yes, my father only had me to help him out. He went into great trouble to make sure that I didn't turn out like my brother. No school, no more loafing for me. Hard work. And I'm happy he did that. We made money. I remember some nights we'd spend going through the accounts and counting our profits. The other half of the nights we'd spend dreaming of being millionaires. Then, at the age of 21, the greatest tragedy of my life took place. I got married to my wife Solo. You will soon meet her. The following year, a Jeep was born. Tragedy after tragedy. Still, they proved lucky, I suppose. Within no time, we were running a very successful export business of Meta Exports. And another, a Jeep Exports. My wife insisted we name it after him. Today, I, Hashmat Mehta, am one of the richest men in the city, all by my own efforts. 25 years old, and he's on the way to failure in bold capital letters. When I was his age, I was a mature, responsible man, not biting his father's head and nibbling on apples.
The pulao is ready. That's my work done. Did you wash your hands? Everything is ready. We can start now.
Isn't she finished yet?
She's coming.
Is she still making the halva?
As a matter of fact, she's making parathas now.
Parathas.
I told her that I had made enough food for everyone. She insisted that navratam pulao, malai kofta, bainam bata, patties, not to mention salad and halva, are not enough for a proper meal.
Who does she think we are, truck drivers? Go back in there and tell her to come at once.
I will try.
It's so easy for her to forget that we were a middle-class family once. My wife keeps cooking food like it's a new invention. Rich food. Wasting all that ghee and oil. Of course, she can afford it. She's been affording it for years. She has me, doesn't she? But don't think that she slogs over a stove all day. We have a cook. A Maharaj, we call him. He went back to his town for a few days. The rich food he eats here gave him indigestion, I think. Why does she do this?
Mommy, are you alright?
She fainted! She was rolling a paratha and she just fainted!
How many times have I told you the kitchen is a very dangerous place?
Sit down, sit down.
You, go get a glass of water. Go! Why do you even try? Preeti can manage the kitchen on her own.
Yes, until Maharaj comes back.
I don't want that Maharaj stepping into my kitchen again. He not only ran away with my German knife set, he's taken the switch panel also. I can't switch on the exhaust fan because there are no switches.
Here, drink this.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Here, I think this will help.
Oh.
Ah! There, feeling better?
No.
Don't worry, Mommy. He'll come back soon.
He left a month ago.
10 days.
If he wanted to come back, he would have done so by now.
I'll send someone from the office to go and fetch him.
The only one free in the office to do that is you.
There is no need. I have already sent Damo.
What? Double? My gardener?
How many other Damos are there in this house?
What'd you do that for, you silly woman? Who will look after my garden? The weeds will ruin my plants.
Weeds take a few days to grow. Your stomachs get hungry every few hours. We need Maharaj more badly than we need Damo.
I want Damo back in this house right now!
I received a postcard from him today.
Saying?
Since his village is close to Maharaj's hometown, he has decided to visit his family.
Oh, my Damo!
Oh, Maharaj!
He'll be back. Don't worry.
I thought you didn't want him stepping foot in your kitchen again.
What difference does it make whether I want him or not? We need him. You people have to be fed and someone has to cook for you all. And since when did you start bothering about what I want and don't want?
Look, are we eating or what? I'm hungry.
Come, eat something. It'll make you feel better.
Oh, you people sit. I'm not hungry.
You must try and eat something.
Make her eat salad. She'll never make it again.
Oh, how many times have I told you not to smoke? Who do you think the doctors will blame if you get another heart attack? Me. Who else? And my sister Meena. Do you know what she said when you got your first heart attack? You are not firm with him. That's what she said. You know he has an abnormal heart and yet you let him carry on smoking and drinking. My own sister blaming me for your condition. As if you would listen even if I was firm with you.
Ha! Doctors. All they have to do is blame it all on my smoking and drinking. And as for your sister Mino, she has as much brains as a mad monkey.
Don't talk about my sister like that. She's concerned about your welfare and mine.
I'll believe that when I see she sends another Maharaj.
Oh, just you wait and see. She will, she will.
Look, can we just have a nice and peaceful family dinner? Because I am bloody hungry.
Come, sit down. If Ajju wants to eat, we'll eat. I'll just go make the parathas.
Oh, that's not necessary. There's enough food for us to eat. I've prepared everything.
Rubbish. A meal isn't a meal without roti. You sit, I'll serve you all. Just because Maharaj isn't here, it doesn't mean we have to go hungry.
There's enough food here to feed an elephant's family.
Oh, it's all right for you to say that. You are on a diet. But think about your growing son. He needs proper nourishment.
Growing son, I tell you, we all have proper nourishment. There's no need to make parathas.
Maybe you are getting enough. I am making them for Ajju.
Wait! I say there is no need to make parathas.
Ajju wants them.
He does not.
How do you know?
I know my son better than you know him.
Oh, so now I don't know my own son. What makes you so sure you know him?
I don't. I know he doesn't want parathas right now.
He wants them.
Ask him.
What?
Ask him whether he wants to eat parathas.
Oh, what is there to ask? I'm sure he wants them. Ajju, tell your father you want to eat parathas.
The truth. Tell the truth.
Go on, Ajju, tell him you want to eat parathas.
I want the truth, Ajit.
Ajju, come on.
Make them, Mummy.
Ha!
You liar! You lied! You do not want them.
No, I don't want them. And yes, I lied. But I'd rather lie than to be with somebody like you.
Oh, where are you going?
Out! Somewhere. Anywhere.
Don't, Ajju, wait, don't go!
Have a fabulous time, the three of you, discussing me and blaming on my being spoiled. Good night.
Shit! You could have taken me with him.
What was that you said?
Nothing.
You shouldn't be speeding like that.
Yes, there's so much traffic on the road.
Wears out the tires, you know.
Who drove? Ajju, where's Ajju gone?
Out, burning my petrol and my tires.
Oh, that silly boy. First he asked me to make parathas for him, now he's gone. Where did he go?
To a restaurant, to eat kulchas.
Huh? If he wanted to eat kulchas, he could have told me, I would have made them.
He's gone to meet some friends.
He should have eaten first, he'll be so hungry and...
Let him go hungry for a few minutes. He'll appreciate my parathas better.
Your parathas?
He will eat at his friends.
I hope he has a proper dinner. Well, I'll just make parathas for the three of us.
Why don't you stop irritating me and just sit down and eat whatever's on the table?
Don't be silly, I've rolled out the atta. Now if I can just find that Japanese fan. Preeti, do you know where Maharaj kept it last? I know he keeps it on the top shelf, but it's not there. Ah!
Now what?
He's taken my Teflon coated pan.
Who?
Maharaj has taken my Teflon coated pan. Now I can't make any parathas.
That's the best thing that's happened today.
Look, it is a tragedy that we can't eat your delicious parathas, but we'll survive.
Oh.
At last.
I'll serve you.
What else? Now,
Salad,
what's that?
all for you.
What? Salad. You forgot to add salt.
I haven't.
There's no salt in this food.
It's much less than what we usually put, but it's there. I haven't forgotten.
I can't eat this food. Go get me some salt.
You're not getting any more salt. It's not good for us. Dr. Junjunwala said we'd all be healthier if we ate less salt.
How can anyone eat food without salt?
It's not without salt. There is less salt in it.
I want more salt. Go get me some salt.
It's not good for you, Dr. Junjunwala
To
said.
hell with Dr. Gingivala. I'm not in a hospital.
But don't
I
shout.
want salt.
Don't shout. Don't shout. You're not in a restaurant either. Do you want to shout and raise your blood pressure?
No, I don't want to shout and raise my blood pressure. I'd rather eat salt than raise it.
I will get you some more salt.
No!
Yes.
If you are going to eat more salt, I'll go away to Ahmedabad and stay with Meena.
I don't know anything but that.
If anything happens to you, they will see I neglected my duty.
You shouldn't be saying such inauspicious things.
Here, eat the salad. I put pepper on it.
What's in it?
Carrot, cucumber, and beetroot.
Only sick people eat carrot, cucumber, and beetroot. I want real food. What's this?
That's how you tell them.
No, you can't eat that. What about the diabetes? Dr. Junjunwala
Enough!
said.
Enough, I say! One more word from you, and I'll personally put you on the next plane to Ambavado.
But
Sit!
no,
I say sit! Now don't get up until you've finished stuffing all this thoughtless food into your face.
he wasn't like that before. He used to listen to me before. Money has made him stubborn.
I suppose he's proud of his achievements.
Proud! Huh. He thinks he's king of all he surveys and we are his subjects. But you know the story of the crow painting himself white to become a swan? Well, that's him. He can put on all the airs he likes, but he doesn't fool me. I know who we are. We're just middle-class people with a lot of money. That's all.
Have some more money in my account.
Instant halva. Not a patch on Ballroom. Now that was real halva. Orange, mango, almond. Lala Ballroom used to make the best sweets in our locality. Halva, jalebis, burfis, until his son took over the shop. I always thought his mother had something to do with him being spoiled. I also thought his mother had something to do with old Lala popping off. Sono. My wife. My son's mother. Do you know what Sono means? No? Gold. When we were newly married, I used to joke with her and say that she was as good as gold. But that's when we were newly married. Didn't take me long to find out what a good-for-nothing wife she really was. As good as mud. Ditto my sex life. 25 years of marriage, I don't think she ever enjoyed sex. 25 years of marriage, I don't think I ever enjoyed sex with her. So what's a man to do? You tell me. I started eating out. Well, I had the money. I could afford eating in those fancy places. And what about my sex life? Well, I could afford that too. Those expensive ladies of the night in the five-star hotels. Some of them were really, But that didn't last long. I mean, a man in my position has to be careful. I needed a safer relationship, something between a wife and a pickup. Yes, a mistress. Didn't take me long to find one. She was right there in the office, an unmarried lady. If anyone had the brains to match mine in the office, it was her. She's now one of the directors of this company. Not entirely due to her shrewd head. She lives in a company flat in a posh locality. I won't tell you where. Well, it's within walking distance. Convenient for me. All right. What's wrong with having a little on the side? Especially if the main course is always without salt. Okay. Less salt.
That's all I can eat.
Same here. There's so much food wasted. What will we do with it?
If Maharaj and Damodar were here, we wouldn't have to worry about leftovers. Finished eating the halwa?
Yes.
Good. Are you satisfied? If there's something else you'd like to eat apart from my head, there's plenty here.
No, I don't want to eat anything else. And as for your head and the food, you can throw them all in the rubbish box.
Why don't you go for a walk? It'll help digest some of that sugar.
I don't feel like walking. I've already been out walking.
Then, what do you feel like doing?
Modesty forbids.
Hasmukh, my husband. Do you know what Hasmukh means?
Yes.
A smiling face. Now, whoever named him that cracked a very bad joke. Have you ever seen him smile? I don't imagine anyone has. I'm sure they're blaming all that on me as well. In the office, he takes it all out on Ajju. I know, Ajju told me. Over here, he's forever complaining. I don't do this right. I don't have brains enough for that. And of course, I don't cook like his mother used to.
All men say that.
His mother died when he was 4. Anyway, I don't let that worry me. I'm doing my duty. God knows that. And Meena knows it too.
Why does a man marry? So he can have a woman all by himself? I think there's more to it than that. Is it because he needs a faithful companion? No. If it was that, all men would keep dogs. No, the most important reason anyone should marry is to get a son. Why is it important to get a son? A son will carry on the family name. Why did I marry? Yes, to get a son. So I could, when I grow old, I could live again through my son. Why did my father get married? To have me. Why did I get married? To have a Jeep. Then I should be a happy man. I have a loving wife. Has been faithful to me as any dog would be. She gave me a son, which is what I wanted from her in the first place. I should be happy, right? I've got what I want. Why do I have a mistress? Because I am unhappy. Why am I unhappy? Because I don't have a son. Who's a Jeep? Isn't he my son? No. He's just a boy who spends my money and lives in my house. He doesn't behave like a son. A son should make me happy, like I made my father happy. I listened to him. I did everything he told me to do. I worked for him. I worked hard for him. I made him happy, like I wanted my son to make me. But he failed miserably. He does not have a single quality that I look for in a son. He's made my life worthless. He's destroying me. It won't be long before everything I've worked for and achieved will be destroyed, finished by him. Well, I won't let it happen. I won't let it happen. I won't let it.
Did Ajju say he was coming back?
No,
Did he say where he was going?
I think he's gone to Deepak's place.
Oh, that boy is so unpredictable. No wonder he drives his father half mad.
I put all the dishes in the sink. Mary can wash them tomorrow. I'm going to bed.
Aren't you going to wait for Ajju?
You just said he's unpredictable. Are you coming?
No, you go. I'll set the dahi and come up.
I'm dead. I can see my body lying still on the bed, peaceful, but dead. I just never imagined it would happen so soon. Well, it has. Didn't I tell you that if I continued smoking like that, I'd be gone very soon? I didn't believe it myself. I thought I was just joking. There comes my wife up to our bedroom. I can see through walls. I wonder how she'll react. Oh, she will howl. She will wail. She will beat her head against the wall. Let's see.
Are you asleep?
No, I'm dead.
Of course he's asleep. He just has to lie down on the bed and he's dead to the world.
She has such a way of saying things.
Oh, you've been smoking again, have you? Do you want another heart attack?
I already had one, thank you.
Oh, who am I talking to? The four walls.
How right you are.
Don't go to sleep, you silly woman. Do I have to wait till the volley before you find out that I'm gone?
Have you taken your tablets?
Go on.
I said, have you taken your tablets?
That's better.
Oh. Have you taken your tablets? If you haven't taken them, I can get them for you.
What's the matter?
He's gone. He's gone.
Oh no, don't say that. He may come home late, but he won't run away or anything like that.
What?
Look, there's no need to worry. If it makes you feel better, I'll call Deepak and find out whether Adri's there with him.
Oh, not him.
be dead. No more kidney problems, no more backaches, no irregular heartbeats. No heartbeats. Of course, it isn't always this peaceful around here. The last few days have been, how shall I say, hell? Oh, but you should have seen the number of calls they got. They're still coming in, you know, condolence calls. Oh, and the visitors. The street was jammed with cars. Oh, there should have been a policeman to guide the traffic, but Ajit didn't have me around to tell him how to organize a funeral. Still, anyway, it was a sight to be seen. All those people, my friends, down here in the living room, quite a gathering. Well, they kept going up in batches to my bedroom to pay their last respects. My wife managed things very well. She cried in all the appropriate spaces. Oh, I even got my name in the newspaper. Reliable Industries head dead. That felt good. You don't really know how famous you are until you are dead. Of course, it's on the bottom of page 7, and there's only 6 lines. Oh, you should see the obituary page. Filled with my photographs, all submitted by different companies. All mine, of course. So, now it's all over. My life's all over. And I have no business hanging around here. I should be flying off to heaven on a buffalo. But what about the mess that's down here? What about all my money? Exactly. They don't deserve all that money. None of them have worked for it, especially not my son. Neither he nor my daughter-in-law will get what they are after. And my wife's in for a great shock. You see, I made a special will. You're going to hate me for doing this to them. Oh, here they come. From the solicitor's office. As per my instructions, he summoned them exactly 1 week after my death to read out the will. I thought 7 days was enough time for them to dream of different ways of spending my money. Hello! You all look as if you've seen a ghost.
Somebody get me some water. Preeti, go get me some water before I die.
Get it yourself, and while you're at it, get me some too.
He has ruined us. Meena will be so shocked when she hears this.
To hell with Meena, as if it makes any difference to her.
If I wasn't so exhausted, I would stop you from talking about my sister like that.
He's ruined us. That old man has taken us for a nice ride.
Water.
Really?
Ah, at last!
Oh, if I don't get some water, I'll dry up and die, and then I'll join him.
Oh, perish the thought. Please, someone give her some water.
Please, I don't want to join him.
Oh, don't be such a drama queen here.
My daughter-in-law has certainly changed overnight, hasn't she?
How could he do this to us?
He's done it.
It's all your fault.
My fault.
If you had been nice to him, all this wouldn't have happened.
Clever girl.
I wasn't nice to him because he wasn't nice to me.
So what? He wasn't nice to me either.
And he wasn't exactly in love with me either. If I had known he had a mistress, I would have left him.
I should have told him that years ago then.
I have to stop her on account of you two.
How can you say that?
He didn't get along well with both of you, so he did what he did. I was always obedient to him.
Oh, well, I didn't see him leaving you any money. You fooled me and Ajju, but you didn't fool him for a second.
Full marks.
Rubbish.
Anyway, it's hardly your place to talk about money. You've married above your standards.
Well, that hardly holds good now, does it?
How dare you say that?
At least my father didn't keep a mistress.
Preeti, don't talk to mommy like that.
That's because he couldn't afford one.
Well done. I have misjudged the woman.
Mommy, don't talk to Preeti like that.
It's all your fault. I married you because you were a low place and now you've taken it all away.
Will you two please keep quiet? Now, there's nothing we can do about Daddy's will. He's made it and he's gone.
Can't we contest it? After all, it's only natural that he should be there.
It was all his money and property. He could do with it whatever he liked.
But why did he do this to us? He must have been mad.
That's it. We can say that it wasn't in the right frame of mind when he made the will. We will get certificates to prove that it was senile.
I wish my son had half her brain.
No, we can't do that.
How do you know we can't? I bet you didn't even think of it until I mentioned it just now. You don't have half my brains.
There, I told you she's no good. Now that this has happened, she hates me, she hates you.
Oh, I'll see to it that it's done. Everything will be all right. All we have to do is to get a doctor to say that it wasn't all there during the last few months. I will phone Dr. Junjunwala right away.
You're wasting your time. It's no use.
Why not?
Because as witness number 1 to the will, Daddy had a certified physician. Also attached was a certificate stating that the signatory was of sound mind.
Rubbish! Anyway, only our family doctor would really know.
It was signed Dr. Junjunwala.
Hello, Dr. Junjunwala. How could you? You horrible creature! How could you do this to us?
Oh, my migraine has come back. First it was your father who gave it to me, and now it's your wife.
I gave her migraine, she gave me heart attacks.
Why don't you lie down for a while?
Lying down doesn't help. If it did, I would have laid down years ago. I think I'll rub some cologne water on my forehead.
Yes.
That's what Meenal always does. Oh, Maharaj, I hope you spared the cologne.
I'll answer it, Mommy.
Hello? Hello, who's speaking? Meenal?
Meenal auntie, how are you?
Meenal, listen. Yes, we went to the solicitor's office. Yes, he read the will. What did it say? What?
Don't start again, Mommy. No, Meenal auntie, she's not laughing, she's crying. No, nothing serious. She has a headache, that's all.
Tell her, Raju! Tell her what your father has done!
Mommy, can you please keep quiet? I can't hear what Meenal auntie is saying. Hello? I'm sorry, I can't hear what you're saying. Yes, I know to rub cologne water on my forehead for headaches.
Oh, don't worry about me, Meenal. I'm perfectly alright. What? The will? The will? That nasty, no good man. I'll never forgive him for this.
Who's asking for forgiveness? Go on, keep crying. I don't blame Mommy at all, Auntie. It all came as quite a shock. Yes, I'm telling you. Father has formed a trust. Charitable trust. The Hasmukh Mehta Charitable Trust. All of his finances, properties, all of it has been donated to this trust.
Including this house that we are living in.
We all get a measly allowance from this trust.
Stop complaining. It's more than the pocket money I gave you.
You will be shocked to know how little it is.
Ungrateful wretch. I'm allowing you to stay in this house.
What will become of the money? It stays in the trust till I turn 45 years old. That's right. The trust is dissolved when I, Shri Ajit Mehta, turn 45 years old. Then I can do what I want with the money if I'm still capable of doing anything with it.
And the terms and conditions, tell her, Raju.
Mommy, you tell her. I still can't believe I heard them right.
You did. I was there when he read them out.
Ajju has to attend office every day at 9 a.m. and he can only leave at 6 p.m. He even has to have his lunch there. And no halwa for him.
Still can't believe he put that in the will. He also put that there'll be no cell phones in the house.
And if we don't follow all these terms and conditions, the trust will donate all its funds to various charities. Charities approved and mentioned by him, of course.
Of course.
That's not all, Auntie. Do you know who the trustee is? No, of course you don't. And if you use cologne water to treat shock, I suggest you keep a lot of it handy.
Oh, no, Ajju, don't tell her, it will kill her.
Why not? We survived.
No, Ajju. Meenal, listen. It's unimportant who the trustee is. You don't want to know, do you? What? You don't want to know? Tell her, Ajju.
Hello? Hello, Meenal auntie. Hello, can you hear me? Now can you hear me? Is this loud enough? Alright, good. The trustee of the Hasmukh Mehta Charitable Trust is Kiran Javeri. Who is he? No, Kiran Javeri is not a who is he, she's a who is she. Yes, she's a marketing executive turned company director and my late father's mistress.
He was going around with another woman. He was seeing other women while I was busy making parathas for him.
Mummy.
Oh, God, help me, Meenal. Find me another Maharaj.
Mummy, we're cut off.
Ajju, will you stop shouting it out for all the world to know that your father had a mistress? Our neighbors just turned off their TV.
What difference does it make? They're bound to find out sooner or later.
Oh, God. What will the neighbors think? Ajju, quick, get off the phone. I need to call Meenal and ask her what to do.
She's probably on the phone herself announcing it to the world.
How dare you say that? Oh, we might as well cut off our noses.
He's cut off our wallets.
Just stop making a bloody tamasha of it
coming in the way. Aju, you heard what your wife just said to me? Oh, you listen to me, madam. If this house doesn't belong to me, it doesn't belong to you either.
I curse today I agreed to marry into this family, Ajit. Are you listening?
My sister Meena was right about you. She said you would bring nothing but trouble.
Oh, as far as I'm concerned, you and your sister can go jump into a bottomless pit.
He could have chosen an older photograph of mine, where I looked a little younger.
There. Are you satisfied, you devil?
Not quite. I look too grim. My father always looked so grim. Like this. You could have had it touched up a bit.
Should have gotten them to touch it up. Gotten them to paint a tail and 2 horns.
If he could feel me, I would kick him in the pants.
Everything is going according to your plan. You know, I am much too fond of your money to say hell with you in your will.
I was sure about that.
You must be happy, wherever you are. Ever since I was a little boy, you've been running my life. Do this, do that, don't do this, do this. Was I scared of you? But then when I got older, I learned to answer you back. And you were furious with me. You know, I'm glad we disagreed. At least I had the satisfaction of knowing that you were still worried about me.
Worried? Yes, like I was worried about my enlarged heart.
You know, I'm wondering if it's going to be worth it after all. I mean, I could easily go out and get another job.
Who would give you a job? Not even your own father.
At least I'll be making a decent salary. Instead of a measly allowance from a charity.
First get a job, then let's see.
But then when I'm older, I'll regret it. I'll be getting a measly salary when I could be the owner of a property worth crores.
I know you are too weak to go out there and make it on your own. What's this? A sandalwood garland? Don't we even get fresh flowers every day? When my father died, I put fresh flowers on his photograph every day for a whole month before getting a sandalwood garland. No, what became of that photograph of him? It was bigger than this. I had it touched up to make him look more dignified. Of course, I don't have to worry in that department. But still, it could use a bit of improvement. The cheeks are too hollow, the lips are too tight. I don't have mean little eyes, do I? My father had. 30 years in the city, he got mean little eyes. Now, where did that photograph of his go? I had it taken down when I had the walls repainted. It's locked in the trunk somewhere, I suppose. So, that's it. This is all how the world will remember me. Unless I get locked up in a trunk. Then, all that will remain of me is that. This calls for some fresh air. I think I'll go swing on the tamarind tree upside down. Might clear my head.
You? I mean, how? But why? Mummy!
Aju, who's that?
Has Maharaj come back?
So this is where the old man came for a change of clothing.
Yes, and this is why he came back for dinner.
I suppose we all know who we are.
Only too well.
It's a pleasure meeting you at last, Mrs. Mehta. And how are you, Ajit?
Yes, I'm fine. Thanks.
And you must be Ajit's wife. I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name.
I never gave you my name.
Oh, but your late father-in-law mentioned you quite often.
Well, he certainly didn't mention much about you.
I didn't think you would. So do you have a name, or do I simply call you Ajit's wife?
Pretty.
Preeti. There's plenty of time to get to know each other.
5 minutes. That's all the time we can spare for you.
I plan to stay a little longer than that. This is a nice house. Much better than the company flat. Plenty of room. Why are you all standing? Sit down.
Miss Javeri.
Mrs. Javert.
Ah, Mrs.
Mm-hmm. Does that shock you?
You married?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just wondering.
Sorry, you were saying?
Mrs. Javeri, we were all looking forward to a new arrival in this house, but we didn't exactly expect you.
Congratulations. When is it due?
Oh, in 6 weeks. No, what I mean is, why are you here?
Mrs. Mehta, you must sit down. If you're going to remain standing, I'll be very uncomfortable.
Sit down, Mommy.
Did you say you were married?
Yes.
You mean you have a husband?
Well, that's what most married women have.
And he didn't mind?
What?
You know.
What?
You know.
No, I don't. Oh, that. No, of course he didn't mind. He had his reasons for not minding.
Really?
Yes, he had his reasons.
Such as?
Money.
That's reason enough.
Every evening, my husband needs a full bottle of whiskey, and he can't afford it on what he earns, which is nothing.
And that's why he let you do what you were doing.
That's why I told him what I was doing. Your father and I knew each other a little before I met my husband.
And he didn't mind?
Who, my husband?
No, my father.
Mind what?
Mind you marrying your husband?
It was all arranged.
By whom? Your husband?
No, your father.
Oh.
Anyway, it all worked out to be quite convenient. I got a husband, my husband got his booze, and your father got, well, you know.
Yes, very convenient. You still haven't answered my question.
Oh, I'm sorry, I've forgotten what it was.
What exactly do you plan to do now?
Well, let's see, I'll unpack first, and then maybe take a shower.
No, I didn't mean that. What do you intend doing about the situation?
Nothing at all. Why? What do you expect me to do?
I don't know. I just had a vague feeling you would help us out of this mess.
Well, I am here to help you all. Those were his intentions.
Well, his intentions in helping us are two different things.
Well, I'm not getting my salary from you, am I?
But you are. That money is ours.
Not yet.
But it will be. So you see, I am paying you your salary. So you listen to me, get it? Now sign whatever papers you need to sign, give it all to us, and I will make sure you get a nice bonus.
Really? How much?
And double of what you're getting. Why don't you? We can strike a deal with her, can't we? No paper, and tell her to get out.
Oh, and I suppose you'll throw me out as well. I can see now that he was right in doing what he did, except that he should have made me the trustee of his will and not this Mrs. Javeri.
I can understand how you feel, Mrs. Mehta. Believe me, if I'd known about his plans, I would have persuaded him not to do it.
Well, it came as a surprise to you, did it?
Do I look like trustee material to you?
Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if you knew all about it from the start and also helped him a little bit along the way making his will.
Use your head. Why would I make him form a trust? I would just keep it all to myself.
Okay, let's get down to brass tacks. How much of a cut?
I don't want a cut.
Oh, you want it all. I knew it. It's no use. I'm going to contest a will.
Oh, that's all you care about. How will I face the world once they come to know he had a mistress?
People know, I'm sure.
I didn't. Imagine, I thought she was always in his office for board meetings.
Sure, when he was bored, they had meetings. Under those circumstances, it wouldn't be difficult to help him write his will.
I feel I must clear up some misunderstanding you may have about my authority. I am only the trustee of all his wealth, not the owner. I get a fixed salary for my job. Everything rightfully belongs to the three of you, provided you follow his instructions. Ajit will have to attend the office as usual.
The one at Nariman Point?
No, Gatkapar.
I should have known.
You will get a detailed brief on his duties tomorrow. Mrs. Mehta, you will get a regular allowance to run the house and a little more for your personal expenses.
So now I have to beg to you for my pocket money to put 5 parathas on my son's plate?
And Preeti, you too will get an allowance when you become a mother. And then when your child is 21, the holding and trust will automatically dissolve, and it will be transferred to Ajit for him and his heirs to enjoy.
And what are your duties as trustee?
My main duty is to run the reliable group of industries. I have the authority to make all the decisions in the interest of the companies.
Such as not allowing me to use a cell phone?
My duty also extends to training Ajit Mehta and eventually delegating most of my responsibilities to him in phases.
Looks like your primary work is to play teacher to Ajit, which you can do at the office. So why have you come here?
You mean you don't know?
Know what?
Oh, I see now. Didn't the solicitor tell you?
Even if he did, it may not have registered. We're all suffering from shock.
Well, I don't know how you're going to take this. Part of the instruction I received from your late father-in-law through his solicitor was that I should leave my husband and come and live here.
With us.
Yes, as one of you.
You will never be one of us, you lowly thing!
Keep your claws in your gloves, honey. I am scratch-proof.
What do you mean by one of us?
To put it in your late father's words, as part of the Mehta family.
Whatever for?
I don't know.
I know why. This was his way of getting even with me. Your presence will keep reminding me of how inadequate I was. Oh, he had it planned to the last detail.
I can't promise not to get in your way, but I will certainly try not to.
And what if we refuse?
Refuse? What do you mean?
What if we refuse to let you stay with us?
As the trustee of the Hasmukh Mehta Charitable Trust, I have the right to make a statement declaring that since the recipients of the trust, namely you all, are not complying with the rules laid down by the deceased, the holdings in the trust will be divided between certain charitable institutions recommended by the founder, which will mean that you won't ever get to see even a single rupee earned by your father-in-law. Now will you refuse to let me stay here?
You won't come home! You can stay in the outhouse that you will think you're bad.
Outhouse? No, thank you.
But there is no room. The guest room is filled with junk. The outhouse is
She
very
will stay here.
But where will she?
She will share my room. Mrs. Javeri and I have a lot to discuss. Come, help settle Mrs. Javeri into our lives.
Why don't you help me move your mistress into your room? What has she got in here?
Have you ever swung on a tamarind tree, upside down? You should try it. You can really see the world as it really is. It's important to wrap your legs around the branch and then relax your hands and your head like so. I don't know about you, but you all look peculiar to me. Your shoes need polishing. That is how I see my family these days. Their world has been turned upside down ever since Kieran entered this house. I suppose it was a nasty thing to do, making Kieran come and live here. You may ask, what kind of fool would ask his mistress to come and live with his family? A fool that knows his family very well. Kieran may have been my mistress, but she has more brains than my wife ever had. Oh, but my wife, you should see her transformed from a stupid, incapable housewife to a clever, incapable housewife. Every day is a new lesson for her in husband understanding. The more she learns about Kieran, the more time she spends with her, the more she learns about me. The more she learns about me, the more she realizes and regrets what a good-for-nothing wife she really was. That'll keep her from being a happy widow ever after. Oh, one thing I can't stand, it's a happy widow. There should be a law against them. There's one more reason I want Kieran here. To keep a check on my daughter-in-law. If anyone worries me, it's her. She's a clever piece. Might even find a loophole in the will. But Kieran is too clever for her. Anyone who is a wife and a mistress has to be clever.
I'm home. Another hard day's work under Madame Javeri. That woman should have been a jailer. She's turned the office into a prison. Only thing that's missing are the bars on the window. At least in a Real prison, you can tip somebody and get a cell phone.
The doors are wide open. You can walk out of this prison anytime you want.
Aju, have you come home?
Yes, I'm home. Until the prison warden comes in and puts my shackles back on.
Aju, I know how you feel, but don't worry, Ajit. This will not last forever. Just be patient for another 21 years. 21 years? Will I still be around, I wonder? And if I am, what will I do with all that money? Make dentures of solid gold?
That would be an improvement on her present set.
And buy diamond necklaces from Tribhuvandas Bimji?
She'll be quite a sight with her golden teeth and her diamond neck. Might even start a new fashion.
I don't think I fancy being a rich old widow who looks like a Diwali cracker. What will my grandchildren think of me?
A senile old bag who should have joined her husband long ago. I suppose I've been hard on her. But if I left her all my money, she would have just left it to her Jew.
I will be a grandmother in a few weeks.
You know, I always hated the way she called him a Jew. I never complained. Maybe I should have. I gave him a strong, forceful name, Ajit. It means the victorious. A name like that should be bellowed, Ajit! But it didn't take long for the victorious to turn into a Jew.
I hope Preeti will be a good mother like me.
A Jew. It sounds like a parrot's name. If I wanted my son to be named after a household pet, I would have named him Me Too or Rufus.
She's still very upset about the will, I know. I hope it doesn't affect the baby. Upset mothers, upset babies.
What is she going on about?
I didn't have my mother-in-law to help me with her Jew. Preeti's got me.
That was the trouble. If my mother was alive when a Jew was born, she would have taught her to raise him the right way.
I will help her raise her child the right way.
That's the one thing that I will always blame her for.
One thing I will always be proud of.
She didn't bring him up the right way.
I raised my son the right way.
Rubbish! Anyone who treats her grown son like a baby doesn't know anything about raising children. Hello, sly little fox. Having fun in the kitchen?
Dinner is almost ready here. Cut these carrots, call me when you're finished.
Where are you going?
To my room, I have a headache.
Aju's come.
Not to his senses as yet.
So?
Be nice to him. He's had a hard day.
And I haven't. He bloody well be nice to me.
Look at the way she talks about her husband. Look at the way she talks to me. I talk to my servants with more respect.
My heart bleeds for you.
Oh, you silly, stupid oaf!
I'm sorry.
What have you done, you lout? What if something happens to the baby?
Oh no.
If anything goes wrong, I will never forgive you.
I'll call the doctor.
What can the doctor do? Putting shock absorbers?
At least he can examine you. Or let me take you to the hospital.
Forget it! I think I'm okay.
Look, it was a mistake.
A mistake? You are a mistake. You're a big mistake in my life.
Never a dull moment in this house.
Calm down.
Leave me alone.
Don't get so tense. Tension will only make things worse.
I don't see how things can get any worse. And if things don't get any better, I'll go crazy.
Take your compost. It'll help soothe your nerves.
I don't want a compost.
It'll stop you from going crazy. Now let me find them.
Don't give her a compost. They're not good for my grandson.
I'm not going to take them.
Take
Good
one.
girl.
Take one. Just one. What are those bloody compost?
Take some yourself. Take a dozen, but don't give her any.
I will not take orders from you. I'm your wife, not your mistress. It's bad enough having your father's mistress running my life. I wouldn't have you doing it too. Every day is torture with her around. I have to think all the time before speaking a word, lest I say something I shouldn't. What's worse is having to pretend to be nice to her. How do you think that makes me feel? Like a nervous wreck. That's what I'll become sooner or later. A nervous wreck? Do you want your child to have a nervous wreck for a mother? Every day is the same. Make breakfast, make the beds, cook lunch, look after your mother, listen to her complaints, and then, when I'm just about ready to drop, you come home, followed by the mistress of the house, literally. And when Madame is ready, we all sit down for dinner and pretend everything is fine. The picture of a perfect family, the widowed mother, the expectant mother, the son who has stepped into his late father's shoes without a peep, and of course, the mistress of the house. The only one left to complete the picture is your father.
I object to that one. I resent that. I'm not stepping into my father's shoes without a peep.
Oh, so you did peep. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Next time, peep louder.
I'm not stepping into my father's shoes. I was shoved into them.
By whom?
By my father.
When did I ever shove him? Did you ever see me shoving him around?
He is making me do things he wanted me to. Through her in the office. Without realizing it, she's replaced father and she's replacing me with father.
What are you talking about?
He has never made any sense to me. You try your luck.
She is making me do things that he wanted me to. We're all living out a dead man's dream. Quite the price to pay for a few crore rupees to tide us over in our old age.
What an ungrateful wretch, after all I've done for him.
Alright, we can't fight him now. He's won. He's won because he's dead. But when he was alive, I did protest. In my own way. Yes, I'm glad I did that. Yes, I'm glad I fought back. Yes, I did do peep-peep to him. That was my little victory.
Oh, me too. Do pee-pee.
Do you think I didn't feel like protesting against him?
Protest against me? What did I do to her?
What did he do to you?
He almost drove me mad. That's what he did. He succeeded with your mother, but I didn't let him do that to me. How did I manage? Simple. I gave in. I listened to him and didn't protest like you. I knew he didn't have long to live, so I thought, why not humor him for a few months or years? When he's gone, we could have all the money and freedom. I almost succeeded if you hadn't protested.
I told her she was as sly as a snake.
Are you blaming me for his will?
The one thing I hate the most. The will. Followed closely by his mistress. And your mother. And you.
Who is left to love, I wonder? Maharaj? I wonder if crying mothers give birth to healthier babies.
Maybe you should take that compost now.
I don't want it.
Let me find them first.
Leave her alone. Don't give her any sedatives. Do you want your son to be born an idiot like you?
What are these?
Where did you get those?
Behind your clothes. What are they?
Give those to me. How dare you go through my things?
Hey, take it easy.
What's in that bottle?
What are you hiding? What's in that bottle?
Nothing.
Nothing.
These are my vitamins.
Why hide them behind your glasses?
I wasn't hiding them. It says on the bottle to keep away from sunlight. See? I stopped taking them long ago.
Maybe you do need to take one now.
No, I don't.
Preeti, I insist.
Ajju, maybe I should take that compost. It'll make me feel better.
And where will I find them? Between your saris?
Oh, I just remembered. I think Mrs. Javeri was having trouble sleeping one night, and she asked me for a sedative, and I gave them all to her. They're probably in Mommy's room. Why don't you go there and look? I'm sorry, I'm so tense. Maybe if I take one and rest for a while, please?
Okay, I'll go get them.
How can he be fooled so easily? Oh, he can. He can. He's a Jew. What is she up to? There's something about these vitamins.
Oh no.
That's Kieran. She picked up the bottle.
Now, where would she keep them? What are these? Who cares? Don't tell me. She keeps them behind her dresses as well. Women. Oh, sorry.
How's Preeti?
She's pretty weird, I guess. But I guess that's normal nowadays.
Oh,
Oh, as a matter of fact, I was looking for the compos. Do you know what they are?
how would I know?
She said she gave them to you.
Did she?
Yes? Well, do you have them?
Maybe I should see how she's feeling.
Ow! Cut my finger, Ajju, come quick! I'm bleeding to death. Come quick before I have to see that man's face again.
Oh, stay where you are. I don't want you anywhere near me.
Oh my God, you're home.
You should let Preeti do all this.
Oh, I can't take it any longer. I must have Maharaj back.
Hold still. It's only a small cut. Give me a Band-Aid.
Are they in your room?
Don't you have any?
Maharaj took the whole box and he left.
Go out and get some.
Alright, I might as well get some compost for all of us.
Now just hold your fingers like this and press them tight.
Oh, if he doesn't come back in 2 days, I'm going to call Meena and ask her to put her and Maharaj on the first train here. I don't suppose you have a Maharaj.
No, I did all the cooking myself.
Really? How did you manage cooking and work and everything?
I managed my work, my house, my husband.
And mine too.
Now you know.
I'm an efficient manager. I guess I was useful to him.
Of course, you were useful.
Useful. What a useless thing to be.
What do you mean?
It's no use being useful to other people unless they are useful to you in return.
Wasn't my husband useful to you in return?
Oh, yes, he was. I wasn't thinking about him.
Well, what's she thinking of then? Don't tell me she had others. When did she have time between her husband, the office, and me?
I suppose my husband was useful to you financially. Was he useful to you in any other way?
Stop probing into my life.
I guess he was. He respected my intelligence and my judgment. That gave me a lot of confidence. And he trusted me, which was rare for him.
I know that. So because he respected you and trusted you, you had an affair with him?
No woman has an affair with an older man, especially a married man, for a little respect and trust. It was mainly for the money.
That doesn't sound very flattering to me.
At least you're honest.
You're giving her marks for honesty? You should be scratching your eyes out for stealing your husband.
At least you made him happy.
Don't. Mrs. Mehta. So no. What about you? Did he make you happy?
Who is paying you? Why are you so concerned about her happiness?
Happy? No, he didn't make me happy.
Ungrateful wretch.
And yet you gave him a lot.
She gave me hell.
No, I don't think I gave him anything. Whatever I did was for my own good.
At last, a moment of truth.
So I never got because I never gave. As simple as that.
Bravo! That's what I wanted to hear. Ha, she has learned her lesson. She has learned her lesson. I can't wait till she teaches a Jew and Greek.
Why are you so lost in thought? Something is bothering you. Please, think of me as your friend.
Friend?
Sometimes he just makes me so angry.
Angry?
Angry? Why?
He got a lot out of you. But he never acknowledged it. He made you feel as though you weren't doing enough for him. Actually, you gave him a lot, like I did. The difference is, I got paid.
Oh, you are smarter than I am.
Maybe you're more generous than I am.
She didn't give me anything. Don't call it generous.
And he never thanked you for it.
Thank her. You wanted me to thank her for what? Saltless food?
He was so inconsiderate and insensitive to other people's needs.
I looked after your needs, didn't I?
He was so cruel to Ajit in the office.
Ajit, why are you so concerned about him?
Oh, what did he understand about other people's feelings? He was like a village buffalo.
You shut up.
You are so lucky. You are educated. You understand all this.
I married you, not her. Why do you need an education? Just don't be stupid, that's all.
I learned my lessons the same way you did, through life. I learned my lessons watching my mother tolerating father when he would come home every day with bottles of rum wrapped up in newspaper, as I watched him beating her up and calling her names. I learned what life was when I saw my mother pretending to be happy in front of me and my brothers so we wouldn't hate my father. Oh, yes, Mrs. Mehta, my father, your husband, they were weak men with false strength.
How dare you compare me to your drunkard father?
Hasmukh was intoxicated with his power. He thought he was invincible, that he could rule from the grave by making this will.
I have succeeded, have I not?
Isn't it strange how repetitive life is? You know, my brothers, they turned out just like their father, coming home with bottles of rum wrapped in newspaper, beating up their wives. And I, too, am just like my mother. I married a drunkard and listened to his swearing, and I, too, have learned to suffer silently. Oh, where will all this end? Will the scars our parents lay on us remain forever?
Okay. Enough of that. You are here to put my family in order.
I feel sorry for you.
I don't need your pity, Mrs. Mehta. Maybe you should save it for Hasmukh.
What? Pity for me?
He was just like his father, wasn't he?
No, I wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Don't contradict me, woman.
Same bossy nature.
Yes.
No.
Did he ever disagree with his father?
No.
Yes.
Did he ever do anything without consulting his father first?
No.
Yes.
Never.
Always.
How do you know all this?
It fits him, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
Oh, God. I know what she's getting at.
Hasmukh Mehta was living in his father's shadow.
That is not true.
He had no life of his own.
Stop. I order you to stop.
Where were his own dreams, his own thoughts? Whatever he did was planned for him by his father.
Don't insult me in front of my wife.
You're right.
Ha! How dare you believe her?
Sometimes he even sounded like his father. So crude and loud.
You witch! Have some respect for your dead husband.
Calling me names. Have some respect for your husband.
Poor Hasmukh.
Who do you think you are to pity me?
He relied on me for everything. He thought he was the decision maker, but I was. He wanted me to run his life like his father had. Hasmukh didn't really want a mistress. He wanted a father. He saw in me a woman who would father him. Men never really grow up.
What do they really?
Enough, I say. I hired you to work for me, not to ridicule me.
Even his attempts at trying to rule over you after his death through this one are pathetic. Why? Because his father ruled over his family, and so he didn't know any better.
How little did I know him? If I had understood him when he was alive, I would have died. Laughing!
I can still hear them. I can still see them.
Oh, at least Ajit has escaped.
Escaped?
Well, he may not be the greatest rebel on earth, but he is free of his father's beliefs. He resists, in a small way, but at least it's something. It's enough to prove that Ajit has won and Hasmukh has lost.
And who made you the referee? My own mistress saying I have lost and my son has won.
I hope you will forgive me for saying all.
Get out! Get out of my house! Get out!
You know, you are a very intelligent woman.
She was my mistress! Your competitor! Tell her to pack her bags and leave!
You have made so many things clear to me. I'm so glad you're living with us. And I hope you'll stay with us forever.
Thank you.
All for what you said is true. Even Hasmukh would have to agree if you had told him.
Is it true?
Yes, it's true of me too.
Have I merely been to my father what Ajit has been to me?
I have always lived in my sister's shadow.
Have all my achievements been my father's aspirations for me?
It was always Meena who decided what we should wear, what games we should
Have I
play.
been my father's ghost?
Oh, she even decides which Maharaj is suitable for our family.
That is true. Where was I?
Even at my husband's funeral, she sat down beside me, telling me when to cry.
What became of me, the real me?
Oh, but everything is going to be different.
Oh, God, I sound like a Jew. No!
I can feel it.
How's your finger?
Oh, why? It stopped bleeding.
It healed quickly, didn't it?
With your magic touch. Oh, I completely forgot the dinner. Preeti's put the cooker on the stove. Let me see if it's ready.
Oh, what's for dinner?
Chinese.
Ah, chow mein?
No, Maggie noodles.
Oh, God. What has she done? Preeti, get up. I want to talk to you.
Well, I'm not feeling too well. We'll talk tomorrow.
You don't fool me.
Get up! You can't do this! Just because you have the power. Have some decency.
What are these?
How would I know?
You should. You threw them out the window. Don't deny it. I saw you.
Oh, those, my diatomies.
Are they?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Why did you throw them out the window?
I don't need them anymore, for God's sake.
So these are your vitamins, are they?
Yes.
No, they're not. These are your father-in-law's tablets. They controlled his blood pressure. They kept him alive. These are your vitamins. Now mix them up. Can you tell the difference? No, you can't, unless you look very close. The company names are embossed on the tablets. But someone who's used to taking these every day will not look so close. When did you exchange them? When did you do it? Oh, yeah, you could have done it any time. You had plenty of opportunity. Oh, he was right. You are very clever. Of course you didn't kill him. No, you just let nature do the work for you. Were you so impatient? Couldn't you wait a few more years? Oh, I'm glad he made this will. You don't deserve any of his money.
Dissolve the trust. Give it all to charity.
You have no proof. I don't need any. Just knowing is enough.
She's a murderer.
He killed himself with all his smoking and drinking.
She murdered me. And don't give her any money.
This is exactly what Haswick wanted me to do. Make sure you don't get any of his money if you don't deserve it.
She doesn't. I can't have my murderer having all my money.
Oh, you will not get any of his money. That is for sure.
No, I beg of you.
Does it mean so much to you?
We both desire money. What's the difference?
Honesty?
I was honest to myself. He wasn't honest with us either.
Yes, that's true.
I can't believe this. This is too much.
So if I could allow Hasmukh to be dishonest with his family, I should allow you this one dishonest trick. Is that what you're saying?
I must have been mad to employ you. Next time, I will just be satisfied with one brainless wife.
And then we're all even?
Yes.
What about my death? Who will avenge my murder?
All right. Except where do we go from here?
We carry on. You will find me if he did.
I tried everywhere for the compost, but couldn't find any. Seems like the entire city's heading for a mass nervous breakdown. Where's everyone?
And what about Ajit?
Tell him. He will do something.
Please don't tell him.
I will tell him. Why not? Father's ghosts appear in all those plays. I will appear before him and tell him.
Mummy, put these band-aids on!
Stop! Never mind about your mother. Ajit! I was murdered by your wife. Do something. My wife never did anything like that to you. Why would your wife do that to me? Ajit!
Did I hear someone sneeze?
Ajit! I want to talk to you.
Oh, Kim, thank God. You'll sort this out, won't you?
I'm sorry I'm late. I got the band-aids, but
Never mind about the band-aids.
Please don't tell him.
Don't be fooled by her. You're too smart for that, aren't you?
I will do anything you say. I regret it all.
Liar!
What's going on here?
Nothing.
Nothing. You could have fooled me.
She did. Tell him.
Tell me.
I don't know.
Tell him now. He may be a wimp, but he's the only son I have. He will do something. Ajit, do something. Ajit!
Did I hear my name? Aju.
I need more time. I need a sign from him.
A sign. I'll give you a sign. Is that a sign?
Wish I had a sign.
There! Look! The earth is moving. The sky is splitting.
There's something going on here I don't like.
At least he feels something.
I know what it is.
Bravo, my son. Bravo!
Mummy's making parathas again.
Ah!
Did I hear a giggle?
There! You wanted a sign? I gave you one. Now tell him what his wife has done to me.
There's a mouse in here.
I think I will just kill you.
Oh, that's a sign.
At last!
Now I know what to do.
Whatever you do as you think, I am the mother of your child.
Before you say anything further, I will tell him. Ajit, Ajit, Preeti told me not to tell you on any account. She's planning a surprise birthday party for you.
I am surprised. I didn't think you even knew when my birthday was.
Your 2-minute noodles have been cooking for 2 hours. They're stuck all over my Japanese cooker.
Oh, never mind.
Well, not to worry. I'm making parathas for everyone.
Parathas.
Ah!
What's the matter?
Spilled all that water on the floor.
Oh, I will clean it up right away.
And I'll serve you all, so don't go running away.
I'll get the plates.
Thank you.
You know, I was waiting for a sign to play one last dishonest trick on Hasmukh. I owed him one.
Oh, you two have become such good friends all of a sudden.
Yes. Well, we all have to remain friends for at least another 21 years.
Not 21 years. Forever.
But then, I wasn't exactly honest with you either. You are happy that I'm gone, but what did I ever do to make you happy when I was alive? You did peep to me, Ajit. I just never gave you a chance to prove yourself. I lived as my father's ghost. I didn't have a choice there. But even in my death, I didn't have a choice. I am going to haunt you all. I'm going to stay around here to see how happily you live together. I will be watching you all right here from the tamarind tree.
By the way, Ajju, our neighbors complained today. Our tamarind tree is overgrown, it's obstructing their electric wires. Why don't you have it trimmed?
When Namo gets back, I'll have him chop it down. I never did like that tree.
No! I don't want to go. I want to stay here. Please, wait, don't rush. Don't take that water buffalo away. No, let me find a place. Wait! I found one!
Oh!
What's the matter?
Did the baby move?